안녕하세요. 반갑습니다. 이곳은 미국 캘리포니아 얼바인에 있는 블리자드 본사입니다. 오늘 이곳에서 군단의 심장 시연회가 있는데 간접적으로 최대한 재미있게 유익하게 전달해 드리도록 노력하겠습니다.
So Heart of the Swarm actually started in concept many years ago. So at this point we're about 50% of the way through if I were to estimate. But oftentimes the very end of the game, the last 10% can take the longest period of time. And then as far as the campaign goes, it's a little bit shorter as far as amount of content than Wings of Liberty, but somewhere a little bit more than 20 missions is what we intend to ship.
So the main concept for Heart of the Swarm is this is the Kerrigan story. And Kerrigan is coming back. As you all know, Kerrigan looks a little different right now from what you've seen in maybe some of the shots. But basically, this is her story, and we want to focus on the events that led her to where she's at now. New unit-wise, we have a lot of new units in-game where you take your basic unit like the Zergling. You can customize your Zergling into something called a Raptor, which gives him the ability to jump and leap on his enemies. We have you make a Swarmling, and a Swarmling gives you 3 Zerglings instead of 2. 3. And so that's just the basic kind of example of what we're doing with some of the units. You can be sure that we're going to be doing that philosophy with some of your other units, like the Baneling, the Rogue, and a bunch of other Zerg units. And basically the philosophy for Heart of the Swarm is she's sort of the fallen Queen of Blades now. Will she get her powers back? Who knows? You'll have to follow the story and find out.
Yeah, so from Wings of Liberty to Heart of the Swarm, there's definitely some lessons learned. So we're really trying to make sure our missions allow players to complete the game. I mean, we looked at the statistics from Wings of Liberty, and there are definitely certain missions where players tended to not return after those missions. So we're trying to make sure in Heart of the Swarm that there aren't those same things. The other side of it will be the multiplayer side, which we don't have any specific examples to go into, and we'll make some decisions learned from Wings of Liberty in Heart of the Swarm.
Well, first of all, we were all really excited here about seeing the Season 1 GSL. It was really the first time StarCraft was out there in a really big sort of forum. And then we heard about this guy, Fruit Dealer, and he just had such a cool story. His backstory, just himself, what a great story. And to have him go into the GSL and win with the Zerg, who everybody thought at the time were really underpowered, was just such an awesome moment for us here that we were inspired, and we wanted to just do a fun picture for him. So we did the pictures of the fruit for Fruit Dealer, but they were all Zerged out. And we just thought that was a really cool story, and we kind of wanted to honor the winner of the first GSL. It's something that in future ones I think we'd like to do more of. We just need to make sure that we have time and we get our game out on time. Currently, right now, we've been following the GSL, and I think it's something that would be really fun to visit in the future by doing some more things like this for our fans and our players and things like that.
Yeah, so you're right. There are some definitely Korean-inspired structures and buildings in Wings of Liberty. The development team was really inspired. We made a trip to Korea. Everybody on the StarCraft 2 team made a trip to Korea, was inspired by the different architecture, put it into the game, and we had to make specific changes to make sure it wasn't too precise, but we definitely are inspired by Korea. Korea did influence things in Wings of Liberty and will influence things of Heart of the Swarm. It is, Heart of the Swarm is a campaign that is based around Kerrigan and creatures, but I'm sure in some way that there will be some influences seen throughout there. I don't have any specific examples at this time.
We need to go out to Korea again and take some pictures so we can have reference material.
Right.
So we'll have to go to Korea again pretty soon. Soju, yes.
Yeah, some soju.
Yeah.
In the bottom of a bottle. Some Zerg bulgogi.
Yeah, okay. That's good.
Raynor became younger. Well, I don't know if he became younger, but if you remember in StarCraft, his portrait, he had the monobrow, one eyebrow. So he shaved that, and then he just grew his hair out, and we know how young and beautiful that makes people, right?
Yeah.
Long hair is cool. Yeah,
Totally.
So if you want to be beautiful, just grow your hair out long.
Right. Like Raynor.
Like Raynor, like us,
I used to. Okay.
Yeah, so actually we have a lot of people on our team and throughout the company that are watching GSL. I mean, Sammy's drawing for Fruit Dealer at the first BlizzCon was an example of us actually paying attention to what's going on in GSL, and we still do. We've actually had a couple incidences on the team where we've had guys watching GSL during the day, and it's like, hey, remember you actually have to complete your job too. We still have to finish the game. You know,
Part of the storm needs to come out.
Right. So people are really watching it here. In fact, we also on Fridays or every other Friday we have a big team meeting, get everybody together, and frequently sit people down for some of the highlight matches of GSL that have happened during the last couple of weeks. So like just last week we watched the Team GSL final where it came down to game 9. It was an amazing match. So, as far as saying something to the Korean fans, keep up the fantastic work, Korea. You're still leading the way. You guys are the best players in the world. GSL is representing that. But you got to keep up the hard work because I see China coming on board now, Europe, maybe US will streak in there too. So keep up the hard play, and your competitors are coming around.
Stay strong, Korea, for the swarm!